And we are recording, so this is Saturday, December 6, 2014, and we do have Janet on the line with us, so thank you very much, Janet, for making it in here today as we go through the National Home Buyers LLC real estate training. And again, I think what I'll do is, Janet, I'm going to go ahead and just kind of mute you out there, and then when you want to come back in and ask a question, just click on your microphone and unmute it, or text me, either way. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And thank you very much for joining. And what we're going to do is go back into Podio, and this is from Citrix, who also makes GoToMeeting. And what we're going to do today is today, 12/6/14, displaying properties on NHB LLC website. Because I've had, a number of people come back and go, well, okay, Dan, that's great. You got these properties, turnkey properties, but, we don't really even know where they are or how to get to them. Well, first of all, let's go kind of step back a little bit here, and let's talk a little bit. Oops, you know what? I don't think. No, I wasn't. I was not displaying the screen here, so people weren't even seeing the screen. So I'm going to back up a little bit here. And this is the, there we go. We do have the screen showing now. NHB LLC National Home Buyers. This is the GoToMeeting screen that people get to get into these meetings. And you can see it's 12/6/14. And there's a link back to my website, NHB LLC. There's also a link to the Santa Barbara computing meetings to help you with your marketing. So we're going to go to the NHB LLC meetings page, and bam, we're there. Okay, so this is National Home Buyers LLC.com, and real estate investing made easy. Why is it easy? Because we do basically all of it for you. If you're just going to give us some cash, we'll go out, get some properties, $20,000 full price. You get half the rent, half the profits when we sell. Don't have to do hardly anything. We have a little bit of responsibility in there for you, but not much. And on this page, you click on, when you get here to the main site, you just click on meetings and you come to this page, which is the meetings page. And here we have the real estate coaching. And the nice thing about this is it's free. You don't even have to be here when we do it. But if you want to ask some questions, it's, the only way you're going to be able to ask the questions is to join the meetings. And if you can't make the meetings, which I fully understand, because I can barely make the meetings myself and I'm putting them on, and anybody else that puts a meeting on, can I make it to theirs? Very unlikely, but if they have videos that they've saved, and I get to get back to it, at my own time frame, then yeah, I probably would. So that's what I'm doing here, is I'm doing these meetings, recording the videos, putting them up here as past meetings, and then you guys can get to it anytime you want, check it out, and, stop it, start it, get the information you need. So, let's do this. If you're at the home page of National Home Buyers, let's just click up here and go back to the home page. So this is going to take us back. We are at the home page, turnkey and rent-ready properties, home page of National Home Buyers, and it shows you NHB, one of the sites that we show many of the properties and that we have nationwide. Down below here it talks a little bit more about those, and there's me with my arms flapping in the air, my mouth flapping as usual. I am at one of our RIA meetings talking about all this rent-ready properties and turnkey properties, and so you click on that video and you can get that and listen to that information. So that's the front page, the main page with a few links there. So we're going to go now and say, well, how do we get to where these properties are? These properties at NHB are ones that we already own, that we already have tenants in. There may be some that you could buy into, but if there's just, those are always limited, not very many. But we have lots of properties we have access to all the time. So you just go to, not we buy, but we sell We sell homes. If you go to this link, that's how you're going to find out some of the homes that we have access to at the moment. So you click on that. It goes over to that page, We Sell Homes, and this talks a little bit about the homes that we sell. Also a link here for investing. If you click on the joint venture investing page, that'll give you, a good rundown of what we're doing, doing these joint ventures with people and how all that works. But as you come down a little bit farther, we've got a couple of links. One is the NHB LLC properties for sale. That will take you and show you the specific properties that we have for sale right now that are basically empty and ready for you to join up on. And then down below goes back to that NHB website where we already have properties with the tenants in them. So let's go take a look at NHB LLC properties for sale. When you click on that, that runs out to the internet. It takes you to Google, and in Google we have Google Docs. And so if you've ever been to Google Docs, you can look at it from that view or you can look at it from that view. So let's go back and look at it from this view, and there's your standard docs that you are all used to using in Google Docs. So for instance, if we were interested in this property at 1725 Andrew, this is a picture file, a JPG file. If you're on a cell phone, that's really the easiest to click on and see, because it'll pop up, and once it pops up, you can enlarge it, move it around your screen, check it out, see what the property is. Shows you, there it is, $20,000, and that's the full price, and the after repair market value is almost $70,000. It's $69,000. So this also will give you kind of an idea what it's going to take to get it fixed up and ready. We've got income, we've got expenses. It looks to me like this house is probably already windows. Okay, there we go. We've got some windows and doors, $800 for repairs. We've got some plumbing that needs to be done for about $1,000. We've got some walls and ceilings for $1,000. We've got some flooring for about $2,000. Kitchen for about $897. Baths for about $841. Those are, so total rehab cost is $8,900. So basically about $9,000. So that brings the price of this $20,000 property to about $29,000 or $30,000. Okay, so if you consider that we're getting, let's say, what do they say in the rent here might be on this? We see that $625 gross rent, $625. Okay, so $625 a month. So you got to figure that you're going to be getting about $300 a month on this if we do a joint venture, and that's what we would be doing if you came to me and said, Dan, I don't want to do a joint venture. I just want that property for myself, all by myself, without you in the picture. I want you to sell it to me. Let me have it. I'll deal with it. Well, we don't really do that because we're not making much money doing that. So why would we do it? Okay. If we were to sell you that house outright and just say, here, take it, all we would be doing is an assignment. Okay, and if we did an assignment from us to a wholesaler or somebody who has that, and we're talking about a $20,000 property, we'd be lucky to get an assignment fee for $500 or $1,000. And so why would we waste our time doing assignments on low-end properties like this when we can easily go out there and do assignments in places like California, Florida, Washington, Oregon, Nevada, where prices are much, much higher, and we can all day long do assignments on properties from $500,000 to a couple million, and all we need to do is a $10 contract, and we can make anywhere from $5,000 to $50,000 on an assignment that only takes us, anywhere from a couple of weeks to a month. No money out of our pocket. No responsibility financially. We just find a deal and pass it on, from whoever's selling to whoever wants to buy. That's where we're going to spend our time doing assignments. So if you're looking at this thinking, oh, great property, I just want it, Dan, get out of the picture, give me that property, it's not happening. I'm not wasting my time doing that. If I'm going to do assignments, I'm going to do it on the high end, not the low end. So why am I doing things on the low end at all? Because these aren't assignment quick flip properties. These are long-term cash flow properties. And they make financial sense. If you take $300 or $350 a month times 12 months, if it's $350, you're looking at about $3,600, $4,000, whatever. You're looking at an 18% return on your money for getting half the rent every month, and there's very little you have to do. We do all the hiring, the firing, the contractors, making sure things are working properly. Pretty time consuming. It's a full-time job. You don't have to deal with it. We're dealing with it. And you're getting half the rent and half the profit. And we're getting money every single month. Sure, it's only $300 for you, it's only $300 for me, but if we had 10 of those each, that $300 now becomes $3,000. Okay, so $3,000 a month is certainly better than $300 with 10 properties. And we've got some investors that are working their way up to that. They're investing in buying, 3 or 4 properties per year with us, and after a couple of years they will have 10 properties. Some people only get 1. Most people get none, because there's very few people in the world even doing this. But those that see the opportunity, especially if they've got a full-time job and career and they love what they're doing, their own business, whatever, they get to get a good return on any money they have on a yearly basis and a monthly basis, and go back and do what they love doing without having to deal with all this stuff. So that's what the low end provides. The low end of this real estate market provides that stable income with that high return. Now, if you said, well, gee, could you get a good high return on rent in that high-end market where you're paying $500,000 to $2 million? The answer is no. If you spent that much money, you would only be getting maybe $3,000 a month for rent on that property. And when you spend $1 million for $3,000, you're only getting a 3% return. And when we split that in half, you're only getting a 1.5% return. So why would you tie up all that money for a 1.5%? It does not make sense to try to cash flow properties on the high end. If you want to make money on the high end, there's only a couple ways you can do it. Well, there's actually 3 ways you can do it. One is you do the assignment, which is the quickest, easiest way for anybody to start in real estate. So you're not going through and being obligated for loans and all kinds of financial stress and problems. You just find a deal and pass it on, $10 contract, everybody's happy. You don't sell it to a owner-occupant because they're going to have to qualify for a loan and go through all that, and it's more difficult dealing with it. You'd be better off having standard, California Association of Realtors contracts for something like that. Plus you've got the competition of all the realtors doing that business. But if you're on the investor side, you buy from an owner, what they call a FSBO, for sale by owner, and that's who you want to buy it from, and then you sell it to an investor, not an owner-occupant, not somebody who's going to go get a loan, but an investor who has cash and is going to be a cash buyer. You can do a simple one-page contract, get to a title company, get it closed. Everything works in, a couple of weeks to a month with a $10 assignment. And it doesn't even have to be your $10 because whatever the assignment fee is, whoever you sign that contract to, they're going to pay the money anyway. You don't have to come out of pocket with a dime, nothing. So that's one level. The other level is to on the high side, get in there and be the investor who buys that property. It's a piece of junk when you buy the $1 million property. You spend another $50,000 in fixing it up, and then you sell it for $1.5 million and you make $400,000. That's a great way to make some money if you want to go through all that. I personally don't want to. It's a lot more time consuming and a lot more responsibility, but there's a lot of money to be made for those who want to do that business. That's another way of making money on the high end. And then the third way of making money on the high end is to buy and hold. Well, are you going to make much money off the rent? No. But if you hold it for 20 or 30 years, will you get appreciation? Yes, you'll get a huge amount of appreciation over a 30-year period. But it's only good if you sell it and take that appreciation and do something with it. if you hang on to it and it's nothing more than a rental for 30 or 40 years, why are you doing that in a high-end market? You might as well get a higher percentage in a low-end market. If you're going to hold for long term, you'd better sell at the peak of some market and get some money out of it. Otherwise, you're just doing rentals. It's no different than doing rentals someplace else. You're not capitalizing on all that equity you built up if you hold on to it for 40 years and never do anything with it. It's all on paper. So what? So that's why we're not assigning these low-end properties. So you either come in as a joint venture or forget it, we're not doing it. And if you came in and said, well, great, this looks good, Dan, I understand what you're saying now. I will come in as a joint venture. I don't have any money, though, but I got like 5 or 10 credit cards. Can we rack those up and do this? The answer is no. I'm here to get you out of debt, not get you in debt. I'm here to get you out of loans, out of credit cards, out of mortgage payments. If you have cash, we're good to go. If you don't, then maybe you need to work with me on the teams to do some of these high-end flips to where you're making enough money that you can buy one of these things and just have it be part of your real estate portfolio where it's getting handled by me or somebody like me doing this out there, and then go on and continue doing whatever else you do where you don't have to spend a whole lot of time dealing with this. So the answer is a bunch of credit cards? No, not going there, not doing that. Cash, low-end, joint venture, that's what I'm offering. Okay? It makes a lot of financial sense for the people who are doing it. They're like, wow, yeah, this is good, it's working. So the JPEG file is the best to pull up on your cell phone. Now if you're using a tablet, a laptop, a desktop computer, you're probably better off pulling up the PDF file. PDF files will work on a cell phone, but probably not as easy. Maybe somebody doesn't have a PDF viewer on their cell phone. But on a tablet, iPad, laptop, computer, most people do. So here's a PDF file. Looks the same, and you can expand this and make this larger if you want. Move it around. And it's actually a cleaner copy, as you can see. Things are coming through and easier to read. So PDF is better from that standpoint. And so there is a PDF version of that same property. Now, some of these are single-page JPEG or PDF, and some of these are actually folders, like this 2816 South. Let's get into the folder. Okay, so we get into the folder of this property, and there's a bunch of pictures. So let's go look at the pictures. And before we look at the pictures, let's find out, well, what's the difference between what we had before, which was just, a one page or a folder. Well, we get different properties from different wholesalers, for sale by owners, a lot of different things out there. So some people will give it to us in one format, some people will give it to us in another format. So we may have a bunch of pictures with some properties and not very many pictures with others. If it's in a folder, we've probably got more pictures, and we might even have some documents in there too. So back to 2816, we get in there, and when that expands out, boom, there's all the pictures. Now you'll notice in these pictures that we've also got some document, and here's a document within the pictures, and it gives you some links to Google Maps and Best Places and Zillow, so you can get an idea of the estimate, or what they call the zestimate of that property. So that'll be in the folder usually as well. This is one that we're in the process of closing on right now, and this was a for sale by owner from another investor who is a property rehabber that is joining our team, and we will have them help us out for more properties in the future. But this gives you an idea. You've got all these pictures that you can click on and go through, and you'll have a really good idea of what this property looks like. And this particular one is an example of what we're doing now, and that is to try and get into these things when they're already at least 80% rehab. And you can see the nice flooring that's been done in there, and the painting, and the carpet and the lights and everything that's going on, this is a great cleaned up property. So this way we don't have to spend a whole lot of time rehabbing these things. We'll have a little bit of work to do at the end, but we're getting away from major rehabs where it's just a total dump and we have to really go through and do a lot of work. There's a garage. It's got a one-car garage with an attached little work shed area in the garage. A backyard that could easily be fenced. You can see fencing on the left side. There's actually fencing on the right side. All we have to do is put a fence back here by the garage to fence off that backyard to keep the kids and the animals in the yard. So that gives you an idea what that looks like. So as you get into these properties, this is where all this information resides. So anytime you want to, you have somebody that might be interested in some properties, we give referral fees. If you were out there looking at this and you know somebody that's interested in maybe something like this and you bring them back to this website, again, you want to go back to National Home Buyers, LLC.com, and the quick way to get there is NHBLLC.com, because it will resolve to the longer version. You just go to We Sell Homes, click on that, up comes We Sell Homes, scroll down, go to NHB LLC Properties for Sale, click on that, and up comes the Google Docs, and there they are. So you show them these properties. If they like something and they get back to me, you help them get back to me, and they buy one, I give you $500 referral fee. Now, if you're on the high end, you get a lot more than $500. And so I've quickly had some of my locators go, oh, why should I spend time on the low end and get a $500 referral fee when if I spend some time and I could possibly get half of $5,000 or half of $10,000 or half of $20,000, yeah, that's a good deal. So, as the locators come in, they kind of graduate toward the assignment because there's a lot more money to be made there. But still, $500 isn't bad just to direct somebody back to this. If they buy it, boom, you get $500. And if you're thinking about buying something, this is where you go to look for them right here. These will change. I will delete some of these things as I get back to some wholesalers. Somebody might say, hey, I like that property there at 315. We look at that and find out, oh, that one's already been bought up, which, by the way, it has. And you can see it was a lot of rehab work in here, but we've cleaned it all up, and it's just now going up for rent. Once they're up for rent and rented, we will delete them in this location because they're no longer for sale. We'll have them on the rental pages and under our properties for rent. In fact, we'll go take a quick look. If we come over here to, and let's come down here to our rental page, which is Buildium. The company is Buildium.com. This is where we house all of our rentals. And actually, that gets me into the back end, which I really didn't want to go into the Buildium program. I just wanted to see the rentals. I may need to get another link for that. So let's do this. Let's come back over here, because I've been rearranging my links here recently, trying to organize a few things. And let's go over here and just look at the rental without looking at the back, the inside of this. So that is it. These are the properties, and I'm going to grab that, and I'm going to put that right on top of there, so the next time I go in there, I've got it. You can see the 315 is there, so when you click on the 315 West Washington, that's a Dunkirk, Indiana property, it pops up, and it gives you a little bit more information here about the rental, what it's going to cost to rent, what it's going to cost to deposits and whatnot. We do have an online application. All you have to do is come up here and say apply. You click on this, apply for this property. Once you click on that, it gets you into the application. And the nice thing about the application is you just put in your name, social security number, all this great information, and then when you're done, you get down to the bottom here and you just click submit. It's free. You don't have to pay anything. You just put your name in here, click I agree, review the application, submit it, boom, we get it, and then we get back to you and go, okay, let's go to the next step. So that no longer, you don't have to fax it, you don't have to scan it, you don't have to print it, you just click submit and we get it, it's free, and away we go. So that's where the properties end up. And if you want to see more pictures of the place fixed up, you click on that, and we'll eventually have pictures in there of the place fixed up. Right now we don't, but we will have more because it is about ready to, in fact, it should be done now. So if we go back to, another property that we've had for a while that we do have fixed up, and click on that, like say for instance, the one that we were looking at before, I think we might have properties of this 2816, since it was mostly fixed already right from the beginning. We click on this and say see more photos. Let's just see if we've got more photos there. So yep, we got a few more photos. So within this program we can click on these different things and up will pop other pictures of the property. And that's the value of this property management program, is it gives us the ability to have people, tenants log in to make payments or put in service requests. It has the ability for our contractors to log in, property managers to log in, accountants to log in. Everybody gets a little bit different access. And you can also put information pages on here, whatever you want to put on. For instance, I have an About page. And the About page talks about this business that we have of national home buyers and how you can, be a rehabber. You can join our team. You can get into this social zing marketing. All this information, whatever you want to put, you can build pages and pages onto this if you want to, as much as you want. So this is a really great program for doing that. So that gives you kind of an idea of the properties, where they're located, how to get to them off of National Home Buyers website, how to get back to our go-to meetings for National Home Buyers. So that's go-to-meeting or go-to-meet.me/Dan Ringwald NHB LLC. Get you to the meetings. And also we've got the Podio, which is a way for our teams to be getting into NHB, which stands for National Home Buyers Investing Group, coaching, and we've got all kinds of stuff in here for our locators. And these locators aren't just locators of properties, they're locators of private investors, cash buyers, motivated sellers, vacant properties, all kinds of things. And in here we have scripts of information about different things to do, like cash buyers, sellers, vacant properties. And getting in here you can get the list of thousands of properties. And if you say, well, Dan, that's great, but I'm on your team and I need a list of thousands of properties in Oklahoma and you don't have it, we just download you a list of thousands of properties in Oklahoma and then you've got it. We have access to all that information. Whatever our team members need, we are here to help and supply through all these different tools and software that we've got going here. So that's pretty much it for National Home Buyers on where our properties are located, how to get to them on our website. If you want to go to look at the properties that we have already with tenants in there, which are basically turnkey properties, that link that I just clicked on, which was nhbig.com, takes you to our website here. And there again is that 315 West Washington property. This is an Indiana property, already rented now. And so that is this website for National Home Buyers Investors Group. And we've got plenty of properties up there that we're renting out and doing things with, and teaching our tenants how to actually become the owner of these rental properties and pay half as much to rent them or to own them per month as they would renting. So why would they pay $800 a month to rent when they could pay $400 a month to own it with no money down and bad credit? We eventually help them get through that whole credit issue by directing them through the process and people that will, help them with their credit. And then we eventually get them to a place that they can get owner financing, they can get bank financing, get their credit where it needs to be, and they will end up at a good rate paying half as much to own it with no money down as they would to rent it. So that's how we get everybody on our team to win, and the investor or the tenants are just as important as the investors, because without the tenants, the investors, and me, none of us get any money. So if we can help them win big, we win big. In fact, when they finally do qualify, we go out to an appraiser, get a current appraisal for the property. If the property comes in at $60,000, we might sell it to them for $55,000 and give them $5,000 off, the purchase price, so that they get a break, plus they also get half as much to pay per month. Plus most of what the house needs has been fixed up by then because the investors put money into it. We're still getting a good profit, for the investor to say, oh, wait a minute, Dan, you're knocking $5,000 off the value of that property? Well, yeah, I'm knocking $5,000 off the value of that property for both of us so that we give the tenant a good deal. That's actually only $2,500 out of your pocket. It's $2,500 out of my pocket. But look, we just made probably $10,000, $15,000 each, because we got the property for $20,000 and we're selling it for close to $60,000, so we can afford to give the tenant, a break and help them, move into something that works for them, and everybody wins. So, the idea in this business is to not try to maximize every little penny you can get, but to maximize the ability for all of us to work together and feel like we're all getting something, we're all winning here. And that makes everybody want to join in and actually move forward and do this business. So that's what we're doing here at NationalHomeBuyersLLC.com. I'm going to get back over here and see if we might still have Janet on there. And I'm going to undo the mute and just see if you are available there, Janet. If you are, I know you were doing some other things and you're on mute right now. If you want to unmute yourself, ask any questions before we sign off today. I am here to do that. I've got you unmuted on my side, but I see you're still muted on your side. So you might be off busily doing something else. That's why we are recording this, so that when you do have a chance to get back and other people have a chance to get back, it's here. You can hear it. You can see it. And we did it live on a Saturday morning just for you and for me. So thank you very much for either being here today, like Janet, thank you, Janet, or coming back anytime as time goes on to look at these different videos. And if you have any particular thing, that you say, wow, Dan, here's an area that I'd really like you to cover in your videos, in your training, I'll do it. We'll set it up, I'll organize it, we'll get it going, and we'll record it and put it up there, and then you can get back to it, when it's convenient for you, and we will continue to make this business happen. I can tell you from watching my son Michael and Victor, a couple people who are new, kind of growing into and getting into the business, they're just so excited. Michael is right now in San Francisco with Linda Pliagas, and they're doing the San Francisco Expo with probably 6 or 8 speakers there and probably 200 people at least minimum. They've got an all-day event from 9 in the morning until 5 in the evening, and they are getting people up there, major successful speakers talking and educating the crowd, while Michael is helping to, do the technical side of things and make sure it all works. He's got his own booth, he's got the Santa Barbara sign up, and he is talking to people about these types of investments because he's growing his business as well. MichaelVLLC.com, you can look at and see that. as that grows. He's got his first property in there, going to be showing that fairly soon, which is paid for free and clear, generating income. Plus he's now starting to make income from the Social Zing, and he's there building Linda Pliagas's team because she signed up underneath him. I signed him up under me. I signed her up under him. He's going to go to these meetings and meet all these people who are thrilled to get their marketing in line, and so they'll sign up through him under her, and money will flow from Linda back through him or back to him, and of course to me and the people above me. So, you know, it doesn't really matter who you're signed up underneath, because you're never going to make any money from people above you other than the fact that they may be better to work with than somebody else. What matters is how you build your team below you and expand that, because that's where the money is going to be coming back to you. So you can count on us for being here to help you when you first signed up and get you going. If you need more help as time goes on, between Michael and I, we can help you build your teams, help you with your marketing. If you're already pretty big on marketing, we'll be on the top side just kind of getting you started, but then you'll eventually get your marketing person to sign up probably underneath you, and then continue helping you with your marketing like they have been doing, and integrating Social Zing marketing into that, and maybe slowly dropping off some of the old marketing that you had that you don't need, because Social Zing does a much better job for a lot less money. And that is the concept behind Social Zing. If there's some marketing that Social Zing doesn't offer that you already have in place, just keep it. You know, this is just an expansion of your existing marketing, an expansion of portfolio, expanding your portfolio of marketing. If you're new to the business and you don't have any business or any marketing, this is your business and can be your business. You can build teams of people underneath you and make money. You can do the business of a business within a business, which means you learn these marketing tools and you charge people for your time that have signed up, and you help them build their marketing. It's not something you have to do. It's something you get to do, and you can charge them $10 an hour or $100 an hour. Whatever it is that they're agreeing to pay you, and whatever ability you have to support them, as long as they're happy and they're paying you, you're happy, everybody's happy. That's the name of the game. Keeping people happy. I've heard a lot of people talk about contracts and protecting yourself legally and blah, 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 and guess what? No matter how good and how expensive your lawyer and your contracts are, you will still get sued, and the only way to really stop people from suing you is to keep them happy. You don't even need a contract. If they're happy, they're happy. If it's working for them and it's working for you, nobody's suing anybody. And in America, we are the biggest sewers on the planet. That sounds really bad. The biggest sewers on the planet. Kind of smells like it, you know? So I'm sorry to say that and sorry to know that's the truth, but it is. So keep people happy. You know, give them a good deal. Build your teams, and it works. I guarantee you it works. So thank you very much for being here on this recording. We will do some more next Saturday, and if we aren't next Saturday, if you're not there, you can always tell. Just go back to the go-to meeting. If the date hasn't changed and it's an old date like it says there, if the date below is old, no meetings are scheduled. So if you see a new date, you know we're going to be there and do something. Have I ever forgot to get on there and not do it when I was supposed to? Yeah, it's happened. You know, I'm only human, but not very often. But if the date's old, then more than likely we're not going to have a meeting, but we will keep doing it and keep putting more up there. So thank you very much. Give me a call anytime, email, text. I am here, and we are here as a team to help build you and your team. Thank you very much. Enjoy your Saturday.